Welcome back, legends. Today, a question that gets brought up a lot, and this is something that I've learned so much by working with so many different marketers over the years, and PTs get so caught up in it. And we have, luckily, my business partner, probably one of the most incredible. And I'm going to pump you up right now. I appreciate you, but no, seriously, I've worked with 6 different marketing agencies, and Matt is an absolute weapon at understanding niche. And that's what we want to go into today, because a lot of trainers get caught up not knowing really how to niche, how to
When to niche.
when to niche, when's the right time. So I'd
What's
love
a
to
good
unpack it
niche?
today. Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, definitely. We'll jump on the whiteboard and
Yeah.
do some shit. Let's do it. Where's the pen?
I don't know where you put it. Where did you put it?
I don't know. I'll use the other one.
Use the other one.
Yeah, beautiful. Like it's a big thing that PTs always get caught up in. It's like, how do I niche? What should my niche be? And a lot of them, because they don't understand the context of one, why it's important, and two, how to do it the wrong way. And so what happens is they end up choosing a niche that's like, I help time poor men that are between the ages of 35 and 55. And it's like, it doesn't serve the function of why you actually want to have a niche in the first place.
Can I just say one thing on that? Like just for anyone who's been out there and been 25, and also someone who's been 45 or 55 or whatever that gap is. Like, think about being a person at 25, young, dumb, full of cum, seriously don't know who you are from a bar of soap. And when you're 55, you're on the other side of having kids, probably a business, successful career, married, etc. And if you're a 25-year-old PT, I tell you right now, you have no fucking idea or understanding. You might think you understand how to program design, but that's not understanding the person, right? So picking a niche, Matt, as a starting point is so important. And one of the things I've learned, if you don't mind me sharing as you go on this, is that, and I say ballpark, it's not always the case, but like you typically are your niche. As much as I've understood, now Matt's going to go in a lot deeper around this, but you know how to help the type of people like you that have been through shit you've been through. What do you think about that, Matt?
Yeah, because again, if we think about the whole purpose of a niche, it's to have specificity in your marketing, right? You can't be specific in your marketing around the pains and desires and the things that you're helping people solve if you don't know what those things are. Which is why a lot of the times people say you are your niche, because you know what your problems are, you know what problems you've experienced in the past and how you've overcome them and the desires and the outcomes that you wanted to achieve. So it's very easy to speak to those things that you've personally experienced yourself. That's why a lot of the times people say, yes, you are your niche. It doesn't have to be that way, though.
No.
It doesn't have to be. And like, yeah, you might be 25 and you might want to work with older guys that are kind of in their 50s or 60s or whatever. And I'll walk you through this framework here, but like the key is just knowing how to speak those things, knowing how to reference and speak to the pains and desires that they're dealing with, that they have, and the obstacles that they're facing that are stopping them from getting the outcome that they want. Somebody's problems and the problems that they're experiencing and the desires that they're experiencing at 55 are totally different to somebody at 25. And so your ability to be specific with those things is what's important. Time poor men who are between the ages of this and this is not enough. One, it's not something that people really identify with, because they see that and they go 25 to 55, well, which fucking one is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, do you identify with your age? Age is fleeting. You're always constantly changing.
Yeah.
Are you your age?
I feel like I'm 21.
Yeah, but like, but is your age something that is reflective of your identity?
No.
So that's the other thing that people get wrong all the time, is they think that, like, they confuse a target market or an avatar with their niche.
Yes.
Right. So a target market or an avatar may have an age bracket, but that's only for your reference. That's not to actually put in your fucking marketing.
Yep.
The marketing, the whole idea, the whole key is this specificity. Yeah. Right. Because that's what makes your marketing more effective. So let's get into the things that you need to think about when it comes to choosing a niche, how to choose the right niche. Okay. The first is you need to actually like working with them. Right. If you don't like working with a certain kind of people, whether it's, say, for example, you decide that you're going to niche down into tradies, and maybe you've never been a tradie, or you don't like them because they're a little bit rough around the edges. You don't want to choose that as your niche. if that's the case. Like, you actually want to fucking enjoy working with them. There's a reason we work with PTs, is because we've had experience in those industries, in those environments. Like, I've got a passion for health, you've got a passion for health. It's one of our highest values, and it's something that we relate to them over. Right?
Can I add on? This is really interesting. When I first started doing marketing, long time ago, talk about the like part.
Yep.
I had someone say, we started with ClickFunnels, which is, someone's telling me, do you like the font and the color? I'm like, I don't fucking care. I want leads, right? That's where you start out. You go, I want leads. And we were getting personal trainers, but how many different types of personal trainers? Now, I can tell you right now, if you're running leads and you're spending money and then you're getting a brand new PT first 3 months, they're a fucking nightmare. They've got so much stress in their world, overwhelmed. There's so much they need to learn. That, do I want that PT? No, I want to be getting on the phone with people that were like me, that were like super busy PT. We talk about this in our other videos, pretty much maxed out, like they're probably like in ages of 28 to 35, somewhere in that bracket, right? Age, but different. There's way more red flags for someone at 35 compared to someone at 28. But I equally went, I like the busy PT. I do not want the brand newbies. I can help them. I can help you from scratch and help you build a very, very good, if you were switched on, you were just like super coachable.
You have to enjoy your work, and you have to enjoy the people that you're working with. Otherwise your fucking life sucks.
Yep. And this is the thing, you always say this as well, you're not married to your niche, right?
No, you can change things. You can change anything in your business. It's your fucking business. Anything that you don't like, you can change, right? Let me just make that fucking clear. The second thing is they have to have the money to actually pay you. Don't want to go and work with teenage kids or students or people on welfare or single mums a lot of the time. Yes, there are single mums that do have money, so I don't want to, just blanket statement. But the idea is like certain niches are going to have the money to pay you and certain niches are not. So you need to make sure that you're actually going to attract and niche down into a niche that has the money to pay you. One of the challenges that some of our students are facing is that they're attracting people that are really young.
Yeah.
Right? They're attracting young guys, young girls that just don't have the money to pay them and have to ask their parents for money to then to actually become a client. The challenge with that is you're not selling one person, you're selling two people. And so the whole purpose, again, with niching down is the specificity. If you can be really specific about who you do and don't work with, that will solve that problem, because it means that you will, forget the word, starts with R, repel.
Yes.
Got there. You will repel the people that you don't want to work with, and you will attract the people you do want to work with if you understand how to be specific. If you can use this information to actually be specific in your marketing. Because again, the whole job is to be specific so that we can repel the people we don't want and attract the people we do want. So money is specific. Money is really important. The other thing is you actually have to be able to help. That says help. You actually have to be able to help them, right? You have to know how to get them the outcome that they want, how to solve the problem that you're helping them solve and actually get them the outcome that you want. If you can't do these three things, if you don't like them, they don't have the money to pay you, and you can't actually help them get the result that they want, don't choose that niche. It's that simple. The crossover of those three things becomes your ideal niche. Yeah? And you might have potentially a couple of things that you want to experiment with. And then the next thing is kind of like figuring out when's the right time to choose a niche. Well, the right time to choose a niche is when you can answer all three of these questions. Do you like the person? Do they have the money to work with you? And can you actually help them? Have you got a track record helping them get that outcome or solve that problem?
I think one of the important things is, like, say for someone who's newer and working out who they want to help, where might they start?
You would go broad. You would go broad until you can answer these three questions. So you might go as specific as men. I can talk today. Men or women. That's as specific as I would go, right? Because again, big gaps in what they want, in their pains, desires, right? Men want a six-pack and bicep vein and pecs and big shoulders and muscle striations and that sort of shit. Separation in their quads, right? Women, they want toned thighs, they want bigger glutes, they want a narrow waist, a flat stomach, an hourglass shape, that kind of thing. So they want different things, and they want those things communicated differently. And so again, it's about the specificity. Most personal trainers have plenty of experience working with both of these two.
Yeah.
Right? And in conversations with them, you will be able to extract the pains, desires, and the things that they know and want.
Do we have enough time to do a mini example of 4 forces?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we dive into that?
So when you're starting out, I'll just say this, choose one or the other. If you're a guy, right, it makes more sense usually to work with men because you will relate to them more. They will resonate with you and your energy and the thing, and they will trust you more. Inherently, the same for women. If you're a woman, you will likely relate to, and other women will likely resonate with you and connect with you more, easier. If you're a guy and you're trying to niche down into women, it can work extremely well. There are examples and people that have done it extremely well. The challenge is that you're having to overcome the initial barrier of trust, right? It's a lot harder starting out, especially if you've got no proof and you've got no examples of helping women achieve the certain outcome and blah, blah, blah. There's guys online that have niched down and they're the booty building guys. Yeah. And they all help women. And there's some guys that have done it phenomenally
Brett
well.
Contreras,
those guys have done awesome. Yeah. But there's an art and a fine line to tread in how you do it.
Yes.
Right. So, those guys have got a lot of proof. They got a lot of case studies. They got a lot of pictures of girls who have transformed their bodies. And so they can do that. Equally, if you're a woman, how many women, I don't actually know if there's many women that have niched down into helping guys.
Not many, but if they have, they've usually been physique or something. And because, you're not going to train with the female unless she's fucking jacked or looks,
Yeah,
has what you want.
There's some level of proof that they can help you get the outcome that you want.
Yeah.
So knowing that it's all related to specificity and understanding that, there's a little exercise that we run the guys through in our community that helps them understand these things. So we call this the 4 forces. We actually learned this.
You're giving them all the gold today, are you?
Yeah, I'm giving them things that they can actually use. We got this from a mentor of ours, Taki Moore, phenomenal guy, great marketer. How this works is on this axis here, you've got away motivators and towards motivators. So things people don't want and then things people do want. On this axis, you've got short-term, and then long-term. So how this works is, top left quadrant, you've got short-term away motivators. On the bottom, you've got long-term away motivators. On the top right, you've got short-term towards motivators and long-term towards motivators. So this essentially works out to be frustrations. Then you've got fears, right? Because that's them projecting into the future, long-term, okay? Then you've got short-term wants, and then long-term aspirations. Right? So your ability to fill this out, right? This is a great exercise. If you can actually sit down and you think about who this niche is for you, right? Are they office workers, men, online business owners, FIFO workers, whatever it is, nurses, right? All of these things are great niches because, again, they're things that people identify with. Identify with. You have to have a niche that people actually identify with for it to be actually fucking helpful for you to even have a niche in the first place. If not, just go with one of these two. Because you're a man. You don't identify with being called a woman.
I'm a cat.
A cat.
Yeah.
A furry. So get clear on who the niche is first. Then if you can go through this process and do a big brain dump of what are their frustrations and fears, what are their wants and aspirations, to help you understand their psychology and the things that they don't want and do want, the short-term and long-term, to then communicate that stuff in your marketing. Because again, the whole purpose of niching down is to be specific.
Can we do a mini example? Maybe men?
I'll give super high level. So
high level.
Frustrations for guys, right? The key to doing this, again, is specificity. So you want each of these things, everything you put in here to be something you can point at or draw. If you can't point at it or draw at it, it's not specific enough. You can't say frustrations, weight gain.
I want to, yeah, totally.
It's not specific. It doesn't paint a picture in my
I want to be more confident.
Yeah, it's a feeling. It's intangible. You can't You can't. How can you give that to somebody? How do you put a picture in their brain about that? You can't. So an example of a frustration would be for guys, the beer gut or the man boobs.
Fat neck.
Is that something that you're frustrated by?
No. But my mate was telling me that because I couldn't believe I looked at the mirror, I've got a fat neck.
These are things you can point at. You can point at somebody's beer gut. You can point at their man boobs. A fear would be dying early. Early. That says early. Because you can point at somebody fucking lying in a coffin. Right? It puts a picture in their fucking head. Another fear might be, their wife wanting a divorce.
Or to leave them for another man.
Or leaving them for another man, cheating on them because they've lost attraction.
Yeah.
Right? There's a long-term fears. Wants might be something like a six-pack. Again, you can point at a
bicep vein.
Bicep vein, right? You can point at it.
Big shoulders.
These are all examples. But again, you want to go so much deeper than this because these are just like surface level things.
Yeah.
There might even be things around not just their physical health, but their family, their work, their other things. So they might, have a frustration that their work is super stressful. But what does that look like? How can you point at that? How can you draw that? Right? What does stressful work look like? Because that's not really tangible. So how is that something that you
when you crashing on the couch, like getting home just
like
flopping on the couch,
no energy to do anything except binge Netflix after work, or having to drink 6 coffees to get through the day. That's what it looks like. What are the circumstances that occur because of the fact that their work is stressful? Or maybe that they've got a fucking eye twitch like you get, right?
Yeah.
Fucking eye twitch, you can point at, right? The eye's constantly fucking twitching because their work is stressful. That paints a picture. Aspirations might be something like, being able to deadlift 100 kilos when they're 70, or living until 100, or it could be living long enough to actually see their great grandkids and be around for them and still play with them and have the ability to do that.
Or even physically being able to go on hikes, or at an older age.
To still have your health when you retire, so that you can actually go and fucking do the travel and do the things, right? So they might have specific things.
My grandfather was playing golf at 83, and one of the things he wanted to do is go do the PGA tour and play golf around Pebble Beach. He was still playing off 8 at 83.
If you can talk about things like that in your marketing and be that specific, because again, that's not something everybody's going to want to, not all men want to do that, but guys that are amateur golfers, great fucking niche, because you can talk about that. You can be really specific about, hey, do you want to be able to go and do the PGA tour when you're fucking retired and actually enjoy it and not be like,
do you still want to put 20 meters on your drive?
Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, do you want to put 20 meters on your drive? Again, that creates the context for this level of specificity if you can be really specific about that niche. So, that's more or less the process. It's really simple. Once you understand those things, it just makes everything else so much easier, so much more effective, and you're not running around doing fucking dumb shit. And I hope time for men fucking 35 to 50. Stop it.
There was so much in there that I think you could pause, you could go through this. But one of the things I want you guys to know is that we have created a step-by-step training around how to choose your niche as a PT. So Matt, if you don't mind, I'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, we'll make sure there's some links under here. You can comment niche. We've got some great workbooks and things you can work through.
Not even comment, just go to the description below. Yep. There's some stuff down below. You guys can
do the thing. And you can get some stuff. But this is the core of what it takes to start setting up content and media and stuff that's really going to talk to people. And guys, that's where the money's at. If you are more specific, you will call out people. If you're all over the place, that's why you're kind of getting crickets online.
Yep. So if you can't have the level of specificity like this in your marketing, then it's just not going to work, and people are not going to respond and react to it.
That was perfect.
Beautiful. Guys, thanks for spending your time with us. We'll see you in the next video.